Hello and welcome to this short video clip on calculating using the order of operations. So we often refer to this as BIDMAS, or some people will know it as BODMAS. It doesn't really matter which one of these you use, it's exactly the same process anyway. Okay. Now the reason we have this order of operations is because in different cultures, different languages, we read in different directions. If we think in English, we read from left to right. Arabic, we read from right to left. Okay, but we need a way of doing things in maths where if we're posed with the same calculation written in the same way, we all get to the same answer. Okay? And that's why we have an order of operations, and that is an importance of which things need to be done when a calculation is written down. So, the B, that stands for brackets. Okay, so we've got some pair of brackets there. Okay, and our pair of brackets, they must be done first. Okay, so the first thing we look for is brackets. Are there any brackets? Right, whatever's inside the bracket, we do that bit first. Now, the I stands for indices. Now, if we're using BODMAS, the O stands for other, but the I stands for indices. Well, indices, these are the little powers, okay, that are above the numbers. So the a squared there, the squared is the power. So if we see any indices, okay, they've got to be done next. But not only does the indices refer to the powers, it could also refer to any square roots as well. Okay, and these must be done second. Okay, so they must be done second. Now the D and the M, now I've written them level like that because they are of equal importance. Okay, the D and the M is division and multiplication, but they are equally important. Okay, division and multiplication, equally important, and what that means is if we see them side by side, we're just going to do them left to right. It doesn't actually matter which order that we do them in, we get to the same answer anyway. But I would do them, if there's only division and multiplication left, do them left to right. It just makes your life a little bit easier. The A and the S, they are addition and subtraction, the last parts. Addition and subtraction, and again equally important. But what I am going to say is they must be done left to right. And there is a reason that I get everybody to do this left to right, and that is because if you do it left to right, you cannot get an incorrect answer unless you make a calculating error. Okay, and we're going to build this up from the bottom to the top to show you what it is. So this is our hierarchy, this is our level of importance. We start with the brackets before we work our way down to addition and subtraction at the end. Okay, so let's have a look at a few examples. Okay, so let's have one where it's just adds and subtracts. So let's have 9 minus 3 plus 6. Okay, now just to show you my point about doing these left to right, so we've only got adds and subtracts here. Now if you did the addition first, you would be doing the 3 plus the 6, which is 9, and then that would be 9 take away 9, which is 0. Okay, well 0 is not the correct answer here because addition doesn't come before subtraction in the way that we're seeing it here. Okay, they're equally important, let's do them left to right. Okay, so the way I want us to set this out is like this. So we've got 9 minus 3, we're going to do that bit first. 9 minus 3 is 6, I'm going to cross out the 9 minus 3. Okay, I'm going to write the 6 underneath, and then the plus 6, which I've not yet used, I'm going to bring down. It's one calculation. Okay, so our answer is 12. Nice and simple. Okay. So, okay, next one. So let's have a look. We've got two different aspects to this now. So let's go 7 plus 2 times 3. Okay, so if we have a look at that calculation, we've got an addition, we've got a multiplication. If we look at our chart to see which is the most important here, brackets, there aren't any. Indices, no, there are none. Division or multiplication, yes, there's multiplication, so I'm going to do that bit first. So 2 times 3 I'm going to do first. Okay, so that is 2 times 3 is 6. The 7 and the plus I've not used, so I bring them down. 7 plus 6 is 13. Okay, well, let's have a look now when things get just a little bit more complicated again. Okay, so this time we're going to use, let's use the green pen, let's go 9 divided by 3 plus 6 multiplied by 2. So we've got 3 things to go in there now. Okay, so if we have a look, we've got a division, an add and a multiplication. Well, if we look at the hierarchy, we've got brackets, none, indices, none, division and multiplication. Yeah, we've got a division and a multiplication. It doesn't matter which one I do first because they're equally important. So again, just do the one that you see first. So 9 divided by 3 in this case. So 9 divided by 3, cross it out. We get 3. The plus, the 6, the times and the 2, they can all come down. Okay, now I've got a new calculation where I've got an add and a multiply. Well, that looks like what we had earlier. So the multiply happens first. 6 times 2 is 12. Cross it out. The 3 and the plus, they come down onto the new line. So my answer is 15. Okay. Right, so, and again, just to show you, it doesn't matter really which way round you do these. I'm actually going to use the same calculation, just written in a different order. So I'm actually going to go 6 times 2 plus 9 divided by 3, hopefully to show you that it doesn't really matter which way round you do multiplication and division, and you should still get the same answer. So looking at that there, we know that multiplication and division are more important than the add. So let's do the multiplication first this time. So 6 times 2 is 12, cross it out, plus 9 divided by 3. The divide is more important than the add. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. 12 plus comes down. We've got 12 plus 3 is 15. Okay, right. Now, to finish off, we are going to have a little look at what happens with indices and brackets, and possibly even square roots. So, we've got a couple more to do here. So, we're going to put in 5 squared multiplied by 3 plus, let's put a square root in there as well, plus the square root of 16. Okay, so no brackets, but there are indices and there are 2 indices. Now I could do them both at the same time, or I can do them one at a time. I'm going to do them one at a time just for simplicity. So I'm going to do the squared first because it comes before the square root in the question. So 5 squared is 25 times 3 has not been used, so I'm crossing out that 5 squared because I've now used it, plus square root of 16. Right, square root of 16 is next because it's still an indice. It's a square root, so it's still an indice. Square root of 16 is 4, cross it out, everything else comes down onto my new line. 25 times 3 is next because it's more important than the add, so 25 times 3, that's 75, plus 4 I know that is 79. Okay. Right. Last one for us to have a look at then. So we're going to have 3 plus 4 times 2 squared. Okay, so now in this case we do have brackets, so whatever's inside the bracket we have to do that calculation first. Doesn't matter what else is going on. We know the multiply and the indice is more important than the add, but because it's inside the bracket it doesn't matter. The bracket is the most important thing. So 3 plus 4 is 7, so cross out the bracket, drop everything else down, multiply in an indice is more important, so 2 squared, 2 times 2 is 4, cross it out, 7 times 4 is the only thing we have left to do, which is 28. Okay, and that is 6 examples of how you calculate using the order of operations. Okay, hope you enjoyed.